All right, Mo is thinking that these two spirits that he has in his apartment that have been confirmed, by the way, if you weren't listening, have a really good sense of humor.
Yeah. Quick recap, man. I'm pretty sure that something is happening within my apartment because I heard some sounds one day on my Ring doorbell device, and I didn't see anyone out there. I just heard the sounds, and everybody thought I was crazy, but I was like, this really sounds like some kind of ghost or some kind of spirit in my apartment. And then we had people come over. We had Ed and his team come over. They looked for the spiritual, paranormal activity in apartments, and they found it. They found what they believed to be one of my grandmothers kind of being my guardian angel. And she was answering questions and saying that she had been with me since long before I got to Atlanta. It was an entire thing. Now, I know sometimes when things like this happen, you can kind of start like making things up almost, seeing things that are not really there, feeling things that are not really happening. Right. So I was kind of struggling with that for a little while. Like I would swear I felt something kind of pass me, or like I would think I saw something go around a corner. But then I was like, I'm probably imagining this. I'm crazy. Plus, I was drinking a little bit that day. So I'm like, maybe this is in my mind, right? So I'm not thinking anything of it. But then the other day, something happened that kind of made me feel like, I don't know how else that is possible. And then it happened again. And so the first thing that happened was I was looking for my ID one day. And we were all going out. And I was getting clowned because I'm always making fun of everybody for not being on time. And then I wasn't ready because I was ready, but I couldn't find my ID. And I try to be pretty organized because I hate to lose things. So I always put my ID in this specific place every single time. Like, it never fails. And so I looked in that place. It was not there. Like, I am 100% certain that my ID was not in that place. So much so that one of my best friends was over, and he looked too because he was like trying to help me find it. And he's looking everywhere, and he looked in the same place that I looked. And it's like a kind of like a cubby almost. And I just keep like my jewelry and my stuff like that in there. And I'm even moved everything around. It wasn't there. I looked twice, and he looked once. We didn't see it. So now I'm like getting frustrated, and I'm still looking everywhere else. And now the lift is downstairs, and it's like this entire thing. And then as I walk past my cubby for the fourth time, after I looked twice and he looked once, it was right there. I mean, like literally dead center, standing up, staring at me. And I just had a moment of like, how the hell is that possible? I know it wasn't there.
Now, didn't you determine when the ghost hunters came over that this might be like your great grandmother?
It could be one of three grandmothers.
And you said they all had a great sense of humor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
One was literally a comedian. She was like the first comedian in my family. And at first, again, I said, all right, I'm tripping. Let me just grab my ID and go. And then I kind of laughed to myself and said, like, Grandma, if you playing with me, that's a good one. Like, that's cute, right? And then the next day, I was looking for my do-rag, which, for those who don't know, that's something you put on your head to get your waves right. So I'm same kind of situation. I'm rushing, trying to get ready. I'm looking for my do-rag. And I typically keep my do-rag in a particular place as well. But it wasn't there. And this time, I have the ID thing on my mind now, so I'm like really looking. It's not there. So I'm walking around the apartment. I'm trying to find my do-rag. I can't find it anywhere, like anywhere in my apartment. And then as I kind of give up and I turn around and I go to leave and say, I just don't need it, it's dead smack in the middle of the floor, like just laying there by itself. And I'm like, okay, there's no way. There's just no way. Like, there's no way I would have stepped over it. I was rushing, but I wouldn't have stepped over this do-rag with all of the times I went all around my apartment. It was right in the middle of the floor to the point where you couldn't miss it. And I was the only one there.
I'd be like, Grandma, I ain't got time for this.
That's what I actually started. Like, Grandma, all right, now you're playing too much. Like, it's like you got, and I really don't know another way to explain it. Like, I don't want to sound like the crazy guy who thinks that this is now happening because they said there were spirits in my apartment, but I really can't explain it.
So I'm a guy that does believe in spirits, but I also believe in this, that I'm one of these dudes that if an item is right in front of me, if my mind is on something else, I will not see it. I could be staring right at it. You guys ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
So it's so frustrating. And I can check twice. My friend can check once and it won't be there. But then I need like a grandma ghost to be like, here, dummy. And I can prop it up. Like it's right there. I do that all the time. I don't know why my eyes.
Because you're thinking of something else.
It's weird.
Your eyes are open, but you're not really looking at what's in front of you. Is that possible?
I mean, it is. It definitely is. And that's why I was really trying to figure out if I was going crazy or not, because I could have just missed it. Somehow I could have missed both of them, but it seemed so obvious where they were placed that it just made me feel like I might be missing something
The
here.
do-rag in the middle of the floor, though.
Yeah.
Dead in the middle of the floor.
I mean,
Maybe the
walking
do-rag
right
is
over
haunted
that.
specifically.
Maybe. But she playing with stuff I really need. Like, stop doing that, girl.
The Bert Show.